next presenter, right? So yes, so my next presenter is Mr. Arjun Seth. Arjun is the founder of Edbrand. Arjun specializes in mentoring high school and college students. The primary objective of Edbrand is to mentor students through the college application process, giving active, tailored feedback, ensuring that students present their best personal brand. The secondary objective of Edbrand is to supplement the students' high school curriculum to ensure they are not only prepared to handle the intellectual rigor of college, but also to address local issues in their community. They do this through leading workshops, providing student mentorship for projects, and exposing students to exciting new research and technologies. Their website is www.edbrand.com. Their latest initiative is the launch of virtual CollEDGEfair, and you can find the details of how you can participate in that fair on www.collegefair.live for more details. It's a pleasure to have you here, Arjun, with us. Please go ahead and share your thoughts on the topic.
Sure. Thanks, Ankur, and thanks, Angita. Actually, you've covered most of the COVID-related stuff, and all of us are, to be honest, quite tired of this whole COVID situation. But I'm kind of circling back and zooming out a little bit. And if you look at the topic today, I'm going to focus on the second part, which is sharing best practices and experiences. I know it's a mixed audience. You have school counselors, you have other counselors, and also parents and students. So welcome, everyone. I hope in the next 10 minutes, I can share my 2 bits. Personally, I felt that, this idea of COVID and it's kind of locking down people and students in particular and parents being anxious is something universal. Everyone's sort of kind of getting used to the idea, but denying that they're getting used to the idea. So let's also clear the air on that. But I feel that the kids who crave challenge and want to do something about their lives or their learning, they are reaching out to counselors like us and sort of going ahead with what they had planned initially. So there is confusion, but also there is hope. And the hope that I see most is in the eyes of our students, though virtually now, to see that they continue to excite us by doing interesting things. So looking at my journey, I feel the experiences of having meaningful, engaging one-on-one conversations is what got me going, and it still does after 2 decades of helping students. And when I say helping, it's more, sometimes you learn so much. These kids graduating from high school or even middle school who are now reaching out and meeting us are wired so differently, and each conversation that we have is a unique experience. At the same time, our whole idea, and these images on the screen is our current office. So I'm currently in the office. There is no student here at the moment, but we want to welcome them back soon. So the idea of creating a virtual space which is friendly, inviting, is in sync with our whole objective of having those meaningful conversations so that the students are inspired to fulfill what challenges that they set out to do. And if there are students listening, I would say 3 things you should sort of focus on is one, of course, is to figure out what ideas excite you in the world and what do you want to do about those ideas. So number 2 is figure out how do you want to build a community around that idea, and start early. I think it's just important to start in middle school or high school, not to think of college admissions, but whatever silly things that you do, you still want to do that. You want to let the world know. And the third is how do you really communicate those ideas? So I'll repeat again, focus on 3 steps. One is be passionate about ideas that you care about. It could be even anything. That's a silly Lego set that you worked with when you were in, say, grade 1, or even a book review website that you wanted to launch, but no one would want to really read, but that's fine too. How do you then engage the community around those ideas? And the third is communicate your voice, sort of find platforms where you can talk about things, write about things, and get going. So with that, I'll just end the first part of my best practices. I think it's kind of a short summary of what we do at Edbrand with our students. But the second, the idea that we worked on was to help counselors, students, families connect on a virtual platform. I'm not so used to this GoToMeeting platform, but I'm going to switch our screen. And I just wanted to announce this today. This was launched yesterday. And thanks, Ankur, for letting us do this here. I know school counselors would be very interested in knowing more about this, so we can take this conversation offline, and our parents and students attending will definitely gain from this. Over the past years, we've helped our students meet admissions officers at our office, which is designed in a way to have these interesting sessions. So we thought that starting August, since most college counselors, most colleges will not be able to visit, or actually all will not be able to visit our office, we wanted to launch something. And luckily, we found an interesting partner who was also a past student of Edbrand, and she is an expert in augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, and she came up with this whole idea of conferences online. So this is what it is. It's called CollEDGEfair.live, and college is spelled as COLLEDGE. It's a 6-hour virtual exhibition. You can read more about it on our website. What counselors from universities would get is a booth where they can meet with students and parents. You will also have an auditorium space where everyone who's attending can listen or even send in proposals for speaking. And of course, there's a networking zone for independent counselors and organizations to meet with university reps or other people. So this is the business side of the networking zone, is the only business area. The rest of the areas are open to families and students. So with that, I just want to welcome all of you to be part of this. There is a website link which Ankur can share, and we can be in touch. And it's absolutely free. So just wanted to let you know that it's a totally free initiative. There will be a few sponsors, etc., but for students, parents, and for visiting high school counselors, it's a totally free experience. So thanks, Ankur, and looking forward to listening to the rest.
Thank you, Arjun. Thank you so much for that insightful